Hey, buddy, it's Bob with Trade Genius. Got my good friend Phil here. Who loves the Fed the most? We're going to tell you. Stay tuned.
Trade Genius.
Hey everybody, it's Bob with Trade Genius. Usually I do fun ads. I talk about our service, but I want to be serious with you for a second. We've been helping a lot of people trading for a long time. As you can see here, I want to let them do the talking for me for a change. But most importantly, we want to help you too. If you've not joined our service yet, come check us out, tradelikeagenius.com. Full service. You know, we have chat room. We have the algorithms for you. We give trades out every day. We educate you. So go to tradelikeagenius.com. Check us out. What you get out of our service is much, much more than what you put into it. And we'd like to see you in the room. Thanks for listening. Okay, Phil, tomorrow's FOMC meeting. I think you have a great chart here. There's an asset class that just can't wait for Fed Day. Take it away.
Yeah, that asset class is Bitcoin. So if you look at this chart here, every line represents the recent FOMC meetings, and we've just basically seen higher prices after each one. And you know, most of these meetings lately have just been really hawkish, how they, you know, they're not happy with the inflation rate, and it's still a lot of work needs to happen to bring it down. And you know, that kind of makes sense because inflation is going to promote higher asset prices, and Bitcoin's very sensitive to stuff like that. So, you know, we've gotten a pullback here, you know, down to 66,000 or so. And so every time we've gone up to 70K, it's kind of been like kryptonite for Bitcoin. And it's a little unusual because we've been consolidating around the previous all-time high of 69K for like the longest time ever now, right? It's exceeded by far any of the previous all-time high consolidations in previous cycles. So hopefully what that means is that as we start to then turn 70K into support, the length of this consolidation is going to make for a more powerful move out of here. And so that kind of goes in line with the blow-off move. But I will say that if we do not get any kind of lift post FOMC, then we just need to be aware that, hey, maybe something has changed. And, you know, are we actually looking at maybe now a potential triple top around that 70K level, which would be a little unusual, right? But, you know, you have to keep your mind open to things that may happen that are outside of what you're looking for. So that's something to keep an eye on. In my book, there's really no such thing as a triple top. So that'll be something that we probably would, if we do leave that level for a time, that we definitely would come back and revisit that at some point. But that's what we're looking for, bounce out of FOMC. I don't really see why it would change because basically what's gotten us here is still in play. You're dealing with a hawkish Fed. You're dealing with inflation that's still up there. The only caveat might be, Bob, that the dollar, you know, has showed some strength off the last, what was it? The core PCE number I think we had the week or two ago, and it really jumped up off of that. So that's what we'd be looking for, is a dollar to turn down, everything to start rising up, and then we go into that kind of blow off scenario that we talked about.
Yeah, look, you got to go with the probabilities, right? The probability says Fed speaks, Bitcoin rallies, and not just Bitcoin too. The ES has been doing that too. But if you look at this chart, just a cursory look, this is a high consolidation. And we're banging on heaven's door here again. So, you know, my view is that even if the Fed gets, if the Fed's dovish and the CPI report tomorrow is a beat, you know, I think we're going to be moonwalking Bitcoin. And you got to remember too, Phil, they're sucking all the supply out. Somebody's buying the supply while the money changers are trying to short it, you know, to try to get better prices. And what's different between Bitcoin mining and gold and silver mining is that there's a limited supply. And eventually somebody's going to get caught offside. The move's going to be absolutely explosive. So my view hasn't changed either. You know, we're looking for summer fun. And like you said too, you know, one of the best ways to be wrong is to be wrong when everybody thinks you're going to be right. And then you need to react to that aggressively. But I think we're still okay here. And we even have time yet too. We may have a pop the rest of this week. We may go down into the end of the month, not just Bitcoin in general, but July 1st into the middle to the end of August has always been very bullish. Tomorrow, we may talk FOMC, but on Thursday, we're going to get you back to talk about some recession stuff. That's absolutely, everything's piling up. So whatever's happening here, this is going to be probably the last high tide we're going to see in 2 years with this potential blow off we're going to get in the market. So stay tuned to that. Phil, thanks. And we'll see you guys tomorrow after Powell either lines our pocket or steals our lollipops. We'll see you later.
See you.
Trade Genius.